Is your universe mode running like absolute dog shit in WWE 2K24? Today I'm going to go over some settings on how I configure my universe mode that may help you alleviate some problems. Hi, I'm Jesse from the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. It's 100% free and it helps out our channel greatly. Without further ado, let's dive into it. So the very first thing I like to do within the universe mode is go straight to the calendar. Now, depending on what you want to do within this universe mode, if you're going to completely customize it, if you're going to do a modern day WWE, whatever the case is. Because if you're going to completely customize it, you're going to delete everything. You're going to delete all of your Sunday pay-per-views. You're going to delete your Friday Night SmackDown, and you're going to delete NXT. You're going to go over to Monday Night Raw, and you're going to customize your first show from there. You don't want to go into a Wednesday and add your Dynamite first and then start deleting stuff. No. If you're going to run an AEW, chances are it's going to run better if you just run it on Monday Night Raw. You can see my custom universe mode set up right here on the B-roll, and that is usually how I set up my universe mode. It doesn't necessarily have to be on Wednesday, but if you want to go that route, you can. I'm just letting you know that this is probably going to cause issues in the long run. I would preferably set my Dynamite up on Monday nights, and then from there, you can set your Collision on Saturday nights. But this is what I'm going to show you when it comes to a current modern day WWE. And one of the things that I'm going to tell you is probably going to irritate you, but this is how I get it to run smoothly. First of all, you're going to delete NXT. If you don't use NXT, just delete it. Don't have your calendar full of shows, because if you're filling up your calendar, this is going to cause issues. I don't know why. I don't have an explanation to why these issues come within the universe mode and your calendar, but I have noticed over the years that every time I fill my calendar, my game is just riddled with mistakes when it comes to rivalry settings, when it comes to Money in the Bank, whatever you're trying to do. This thing messes it up. 2K needs to really get a hold of this. I have no idea why this is the issue, but from here, this is how I'm going to show you how to set up a modern day. You're going to delete all of your NXT pay-per-views. So just go from there, delete your NXT pay-per-views. You don't need them because we're going to delete NXT altogether. We're going to go through, we're going to delete NXT. I almost simulated to NXT. Don't want to do that. Delete NXT. Now, take into consideration, this is only if you are not going to use NXT. If you want NXT on your brand, that's fine, but you're gonna get the normal universe mode that runs the way it runs if you leave all of these shows. The first thing we got to do is get rid of something, and if you want to add NXT after we delete it, then it should run a little bit smoother. But for right now, we are gonna delete all of this. So there you have it. We have deleted everything off of our calendar that has to do with NXT. Next, we're going to delete SmackDown. That's right. We're deleting SmackDown. We're going to delete NXT. It will not let you delete Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw has to stay on the calendar as a show. A lot of people's mistake is they will go and add the show they want to keep. Say they want to add Dynamite, they'll click on here, they'll add show, they'll add Dynamite, and then they will just completely delete Monday Night Raw. For some reason, this show is the one that is causing all the issues that we have seen throughout the universe mode, with rival reactions not working, with Money in the Bank cash-ins, everything. So the way I do it is I just keep it the way it is right here. Then we go in and we add our shows again. So if you want NXT, you can then go ahead and add a major show. We're going to say NXT. The good thing is it's all defaulted in here. Look at that. You still have all of your participants. You still have the NXT logo. Everything is set up for you. You don't have to go in here and completely recreate it. Now, keep in mind, this is not for the custom universe. I'm going to go through how I set up my custom universe here in just a minute, because 9 times out of 10, when I'm running a WWE 2K universe mode, it's going to be a custom universe. It's either themed out ECW, WCW. This year, I'm running an AEW. So it doesn't matter what you want to set up. You're going to delete everything like that, and then you're going to re-add them. Major show. This is already defaulted in. You got SmackDown right there. Let me go ahead and start by saying that 46 participants is a lot of people to have on one show. This is also causing issues, and chances are you're not going to be using all 46 people because at least 20 of them are never on your show anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to remove some people. If you're setting up an ECW universe, by the way, this helps a lot because there is no women's title for the ECW. So you can just alleviate that problem by deleting all the women off the roster. But if you wanted to have a custom women's title, then you would have to just add some women. But my suggestion would be to completely get rid of people that you are not going to use. This is not discriminating against anybody. This is just for the purposes of this video. We're going to delete Asuka, Austin Theory. We're going to delete some of these people because I really only need my heavy hitters on my universe mode. The ones that I'm going to use all the time. We're going to leave Bray. We're going to leave Pete. We need a tag team division, so keep that in mind. You always want your tag teams in there. So you don't want to run your tag division too short, or otherwise you're just going to have a bunch of rematches on your universe mode. So what I've found is to keep your tag teams because they're few and far between within the WWE 2K games unless you have a bunch of customization going on within your universe mode, which is preferred. I prefer having the custom universe. I don't know how you guys are running it. I'm just showing you how to do this from a modern day standpoint, setting up a WWE universe, right? This is what I would do. So I'm just getting rid of a lot of the extra baggage, so to speak. Get rid of some of the baggage, and that way we have a lighter roster. There, we'll just go with that. We're going to save it. We got 21 participants. Number of matches, you don't want to run 9 matches on a SmackDown. It doesn't work right. I don't know why this is a problem, but it doesn't. And besides, you're not getting 9 matches on a real SmackDown anyway. So we're going to take that number down to about 5. Match table, you're going to want to set this up to where whatever match you have on your show, say you're running an ECW universe mode, you're going to want your Extreme Rules to be 100%, right? So we're going to change this just for the purposes of the video, 100%. Now, a lot of people are running into the issues of not having the new weapons that just came in patch 1.08. So if you want the new weapons, a good idea would be to go and create a custom match. I usually create a custom match for my AEW universe mode, and I name it Unsanctioned. So it's an unsanctioned match. You can pick which weapons are in there. Those are the weapons you get. You can make a couple of these matches and you can put one of them to 100%, but the chances are you're not going to get a couple of them to play. So if you're using one and you want 100% of those, unlimited, if you want only 2 of those matches within your card, you got to set it at 2. You have to be specific within this mode, otherwise it just doesn't work. I've also found that if you put it as main event or championship, it completely breaks it. It will not register this, and it will just reset it right back to an Extreme Rules match. So go ahead and just take those off. Keep the limit that you want. Unlimited is fine, and it's not going to break it as long as you don't click that main event and you don't click that championship. You should have this match every single time you go in to play it. For triple threats, tag team, I usually keep this at around 33 anyway. Triple threat, normal, we'll take that number down. The tag team matches, I don't need 3 of them on my shows, so 2 is always going to be the number for me. 2 is like max that you need to see a tag team match on a Friday Night SmackDown. So we're going to save these settings just the way they are. You're going to go in and edit your Money in the Bank and everything else like that. You can keep your titles. You can even customize your titles, and this is not going to break anything. But since we don't have any women, you're going to delete that Money in the Bank for the women. Once again, this is only for a WWE universe mode that you're running that is custom. You don't have women. You could use the women if you're using the women more frequent than you are the men. Put the women ahead of the men in the roster section, so that way you have less of the men, more of the women. Either way, you want to keep that participants number around 21 to 27 is probably like the sweet spot. I actually am running a little bit higher than my recommendations on my AEW roster, and it's running fine. So it's okay to go over 30 plus people. I'm just recommending this number so that way you're using the people that you want to use within the universe mode. This number is not going to break your universe mode. This number will just keep it at a balance to where you're using the people that you want to use within the universe mode, and it's cooking up rivalries in a good way. You're not getting AJ Styles versus Tozawa in a rivalry. So that's the kind of things that I'm looking out for. I don't want to see that kind of match in my universe. I sure as hell don't want to play it. So we're going to take those people out. We're going to save it because after you have the divisions don't matter. You can set those up however you would like. Your power rankings, all of that stuff doesn't matter. It's really about the match table, the number of matches, the participants, and that's pretty much it. Go and edit out what titles you don't need. So I could have deleted the women's tag title as well. Just didn't really need it. But if you're going for a custom universe like I did with the AEW, I don't have anything downloaded right here on my Xbox to show you. Most of that stuff is out in the living room that I have my save on. That's my comfort zone. That's where I'm gaming and relaxing. That's where the AEW universe is. But if you're going to create an AEW universe or an ECW or even WCW, what you're going to do, and this runs the best with rivalries. I don't like how this modern day WWE universe mode is set up because all of your pay-per-views are set at the top. They're everywhere. They're all over the board. It's random Sundays. What you want to do is you want to have a pay-per-view on this slot right here. That is where you want your pay-per-views every single time. This gives it a month of a build. Each time you're doing it, the pay-per-views usually line up with a good title match. It lines up with your rivalries. Everything's working properly. When you have pay-per-views all over the board like this, 9 times out of 10, the rivalries are not going to finish, or they're going to run over, and it's just going to completely mess up everything you got going on. So delete all these. I would go in, and this is for custom. This is for custom universe. Delete all your pay-per-views. If you're going to have an AEW, ECW, or any kind of, even if you're running an EFED, set your pay-per-views at the bottom. Always at the bottom. I don't know why they set this like this, just trying to be accurate, I guess, to the date that these pay-per-views happened. I get it, but it doesn't work in the mode. We're going to delete Friday Night SmackDown. We're going to delete NXT. This is going to be where your custom universe is going to be at. Once again, take those number of participants down as much as you can. If you want to have a giant roster and people just kind of sort of speak sitting and catering, then you can do that. But 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get all of these people on your show because we're only going to set it up the same 5 matches per show. You're going to get rid of your Money in the Bank because this is a custom universe. You don't have Money in the Bank. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of the women's title because I'm not going to run that. You got tag, you got intercontinental, you got heavyweight. Those are the titles that we're running in an AEW universe. An AEW universe that you're only going to have about 3 to 4 titles. And if you want those, you can save those. You're going to keep those titles in. You're going to add AEW or whatever show you want within the Monday Night Raw tab. You're not going to change it to Tuesday. You're not going to change it to Wednesday. Monday Night Raw is where you want to have your show. This will work the best for pay-per-views. It'll work the best for rivalries. It'll work the best for everything you got going on within the universe mode because it doesn't confuse the system. Once again, I'm not a dev, didn't make it this way, but the last few years I have been doing this. This is the way I've been doing it, and it has worked pretty damn good. So obviously you're going to set up AEW right here, and I'm just using AEW as an example. You don't have to do AEW if you're not an AEW fan. You can then create your arena however you want. Create it how you want, set the show up the way you want. Take your superstars down like I said, delete all these people because you're not going to be using them. We're going to be taking everybody off this roster that is not needed. Just use the people that you want to use within your universe mode and work through a year of it. I'm not going to go through and delete everybody because I've already explained this. That's what you're going to want to do. Now, if you want to add collision, to be realistic, you can actually add this on Saturday. Add that show on Saturday, but don't mess with your Monday show. Monday Night Dynamite is what we're running from now on, baby. Monday Night Dynamite is where we're at. Saturday, you can add your collision. Friday, you can add Rampage. Add both of these as minor shows because there is no brand split within AEW, so this will work just fine. Remember, add all of your pay-per-views right here. Custom PLE, you can add whatever you would like. The match table holds the same weight as what I showed you earlier on your main show. If you want to have 10 matches on your pay-per-view, you can. I would still probably take that number down a little bit. So as you can see, we got Hell in a Cell right here. You can bump those chances up 100% if you have your custom matches. Make sure that you have one custom match set per PLE that you want. This is the way that it's going to run. And however many you want, be specific. You can add unlimited if you want, but chances are it's not going to give you unlimited. It's not going to give you a full card full of extreme rules if you're doing an ECW match. But you can be specific, and if you only have 8 matches, you don't put it as championship. Those 8 matches will run, and chances are you're going to get a championship match as well. Going back into the universe mode, we are going to go to our options. We are in classic mode. Automatic rivalries are on. You can toggle this one on or off. For some reason, tag team breakups and formations, this is another option that kind of messes with things for me. I don't know if it does for you, but every time I toggle this off, it will mess up some cutscenes for me. So I'm not sure if that happens with everybody else, but this does mess up the cutscenes for me. So I leave it on. Crowd reaction changing. You definitely want this on. It adds realism. Injuries, leave on. Entrance, you can toggle on and off. It doesn't matter. If you are doing a modern day WWE universe mode, you want your AI announced cash in to be at around 8. Mid-match cash in, you can really turn it however you want. This is just preference at this point. This is not going to break your universe no matter what the settings are. This is usually what I like. AI post-match cash in. I usually keep all of these around 8. And that's pretty much it. I have been setting my universe mode up like this for a few years now because we all know that the universe mode is very limited and I've had minimal issues. Unfortunately, with the customization, you already know that you're going to be losing some of the features within the universe mode. But let me know in the comments if these settings have helped you out in any way, shape, or form. I'd love to hear from you. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, helps us out. We'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.